Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we're continuing the World of Warcraft Hardcore series on the official servers of Stitches. It is time for us to finally return with our shaman, Syken Shocks. This time Winter Spring is the name of the game. Last time I thought we would be doing Eastern Plaguelands and Western Plaguelands, but to be fair, I really didn't like the recording there. I've done the quests often, and many of them are really just grinding, so it would not be a very interesting quest run. Instead, we're doing Winter Spring, one of the regions that I absolutely adore, potentially my favorite high-level zone by a pretty sizable margin. And we're just going to go and are completely obliterating all of the quests. I got myself all of the quests done in the EPL and WPL, so we're almost or near level 58, which is great. So the character is coming along very, very well. And I got all of the engineering recipes that I wanted, plus all of the quests. The last ones I'm now trading in. So, trading in the pre-quest, and then we're actually starting to take the quests. So let's start with this transfer here.
Watch your back. Keep your feet on the ground.
And we also need the Winterfall activity and Deadwood in the north. Plenty of quests to take up. Do we have the space? Yes, we do. Okay, cool. So we need to kill a few of the full Borgs here. That's number one. Then we need to kill Chillwind horns. These are the what's it called? Chimeras. These guys here, the Winterfall runners, will become important in a second. Not yet, but I think we need to first of all do the first quest, and then we can go for the Winterfall runners. Marking them in advance is good. We just need to find them. They are always kind of running along this road, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I think there is yet another quest. Let me get that real quick. Good, we're in the north of Felwood, and there is indeed one of the Timber Wolf quests right here. Plus there is an already pre-cleansed sunflower that I can't just let be there all by itself. So it's time for us to intervene. And get that sunflower freed up. Shaman versus Shaman duel. And by the way, pre-buffed. Got a couple of class buffs. But we gotta be careful with those den defenders because they can shout and mobilize others. So we're just pulling them a little bit back, the den watchers. There's the call for help, very similar to the Yunduru gorilla capabilities. Also got myself level 55 water. Man, I am prepared. I'm very much looking forward to reach 60 with this character and start raiding. That would be so cool.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Good. The Songflower is up here. That's basically where we're going.
Closer. I can't cast that yet. I'm out of range. I can't loot that right now. That's still recharging.
I want to make sure that we do have a place to flee
It's too far away.
if this is going wrong.
Isn't ready yet.
So I can't afford to wander in our back. Cool.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still
Yeah, I really appreciate just how much burst damage you can dish out with a shaman. And if you can drink up, the actual kills are so fast.
ready yet. That's still recharging. I'm out of range. I can't cast it. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Careful again with these Den Watchers.
That's still recharging.
Alright, luckily that was far enough away.
That spell isn't ready yet. I
That's
can't
where the
cast
flower is
it
set.
yet.
Cleanse
That's
Sunflower.
still recharging. It's too far away. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast it. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Good.
That spell
Leading this guy again into separation.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready. They can't join. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready. I can't cast that yet. That spell
Alright, finally the End Watcher.
I can't
We
cast
just
that
need
yet.
6 of
That's
these
still
bad boys.
recharging. That spell
But that should be doable. What do you mean, totems, man?
I can't cast that yet.
These guys are falling over like flies. Got another 60-minute world buff. Nice. So now it's just a matter of actually cleaning up most of these multi-camps. This here is rough for a shaman, we talked about it. Multiples aren't the easiest. So we need Avengers, plenty thereof, and a few more den protectors or den watchers.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast it yet. Recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell
Let's hope
isn't
that that
ready yet.
only
That's still
pulls
recharging.
this
That
guy and
spell
not
isn't ready
4.
yet. I can't cast that yet.
Okay. Seems legit.
That's still recharging.
Look at that. Yeah, the ritual totem is good, but it requires us to be, I think, friendly, and that takes a while. We're not at that level yet.
I can't cast that yet.
Alright, let me finish all of the other full borgs here and fast forward for you. Good, after a bit of grinding we're done. We also got ourselves a recipe. Not worth a lot, but decent healing pants, I might say. Living Essence 6, though, aren't really great. Although I know there is a spot here to get Living Essences from, so I could farm myself that recipe if I so wanted. A little bit of rugged leather. It's actually not that bad. 25 spirit is huge. Not that good for a shaman though, because shamans do not use a lot of spirit. But it is, I could consider that as a pre-raid biz. This here is a decent equipment as well. I mean, that's 50 stat points right there. Hard to argue with that, but certainly not pre-raid best in slot. Anyways, let's trade in Deadwood of the North. And that will lead us to the other side. Salvia will get the follow-up quest. I think the follow-up quest might be the one with the winter spring runners, so the 3 full books that we've seen beforehand. Alright, time to speak with Salva here. Well, apparently that was just a transition quest. Cool. Fair enough. Time for the next grind quest, where we're killing more. Yep, you guessed it. Full orcs. These here drop fire water, which isn't too bad, because melees on raids are using that very, very often. Even though those are almost like equal level mobs, just look at the speed of killing them. This guy wouldn't need to drink. Would almost feel like a retail World of Warcraft setup.
That's still recharging. That spell.
And by retail I mean just easy grinding through hordes of minions that really don't do much to you. Alrighty, back. There was a bit of a time skip here, so a lot has happened since the last minute that you guys saw the shaman, and I just want to run you through that. It's one of those situations where World of Warcraft sometimes is in a flow, and then before you notice it, you get half a level and things have just escalated, quote unquote. So yesterday we stopped with the threat of Winterfall. I was kind of halfway through. Great, everything worked out very well, and then I got a tell from one of our main tanks of the guild, who is currently farming for Edge Masters here in Fellwood. For those who are unaware, Edge Masters is a very, very rare drop. It is a purple set of gloves that essentially allows you to gain 5 on all weapon skills, and although that looks mundane, it is not. It is the equivalent of like 3 hit, which is huge for warriors. So if you can have 305 instead of 300 weapon skill, that's just enormous. And for tanks it opens up a wide variety of weapons and basically gives you way more flexibility with all of your gear. So long-winded way of saying the guy was committed to go about it, and he was grinding down satyrs down here in the glasswood camp, and satyrs just happened to drop these bad boys here, the demonic runes. And since I don't want to just grind it when I'm 60, I need those for the raid. because they don't share a cooldown with your normal mana potions. So fast forward, I said, okay, you know what, let's do a bit of grinding. It's not a problem. I would love to join you. And I went down there, and a bit of grinding escalated into nearly 2 hours of just slaying satyrs. The guy is relentlessly killing them, and I came out with 28 of them, the demonic runes, which is massive. To give you an indication, if you buy them, there's an equivalent from Scholomance. They cost around 10 gold pieces a pop, so it's really, really sizable. It's essentially 280 gold. Got a lot of items, stuff on top of it, specifically cloth, as well as a decent chunk of experience. I made around half a level, I think, give and take. Well, a little bit less, maybe 40% of a level. So that's why you haven't seen anything. On top of that, after doing that, I found myself an Ogrimmar and figured, you know what, currently have a couple of appointments and can just barely play, certainly not record something meaningful. And in that instance, I flew down to the Unguru crater and did a couple of follow-up quests, one of which is the key for Scholomance. I personally like to have as many keys to the dungeons as possible. It's maybe just the spleen or the collector in me, but just having those prevents you from always needing to ask when people are looking for a group. Because you could be that one guy who has them. And we're almost done now with the Scholomance key quest. The last step of that will be kill Arach, the Lich in Western Plaguelands. So that'll be a very interesting last fight. And once that is done, I'm pretty sure that the only keys that are missing is Dire Maul. We will get that with a Dire Maul East run. That is definitely needed for some healer gear. And the other one is UBRS, which, difficult to get that key. We will need to make a couple of LBRS runs, but maybe we can find some. LBRS also a dungeon with incredibly good experience. So if we were to rate that, that would be fantastic. Also a couple of recipes that I would definitely like to get out of the dungeon. So that's short and sweet. We're essentially kind of rejoining where we left off. Need to kill all of the Winterfall guys here. And once that is done, we're trading things in. Oh, by the way, I also completed the It's a Secret to Everybody quest in Unguru Crater, since I anyways was there, and the follow-up is in Winterspring. That's why I did it. Wanted to open that quest line for us. So yeah, that's essentially what I did in almost 0 seconds of your time. And that's what I mean when things are in flow, which is why I don't like to just follow blindly a guide, because for my living circumstances where things can happen and where sometimes you just cannot fully record, the guides do not work that well. Matter of fact, it kind of ends up that I would be missing a lot of recording in those circumstances. So I much rather go with the flow, and since I know the quests by now quite well, typically makes sense. Let me fast forward again until I killed all of these Winterfall, Den Watchers, Pathfinders, and Totemics. Alright, done with our first quest. There was also a quest item that dropped, the empty firewater flask. We also got a bit of Winterfall firewater. These things are selling massively for 2 gold a pop. So there's even a idea to kind of farm them. The drop rate is so and so, but people love them in raids, and having something that is just worth 2 gold on top of your normal quest drops is fantastic.
Be good. Off with you.
So starting with that,
Watch your back. Keep your feet on the ground. Be good. Keep your feet on the ground. Watch your back.
Good, I think that will be an ambush, so gotta be a bit careful here. If I'm not completely mistaken, multiple enemies are going to come.
What's on your mind? Off with you.
I was under the impression we would have been ambushed here.
Hide. Keep your feet on the ground.
Alright, not too bad. What else? Failing to corruption. Oh, yeah, that's a difficult step. That is actually a difficult step, but an interesting one. Let's, before we do anything difficult, let's just kill a couple of Yetis, wild guardians in general. I mean, there is plenty of wildlife to kill here, specifically in the area down here. These guys are still relevant for a later quest step, but I can't for the love of my life remember which quest line it was. I do know that you need to kill them. But before we pound our heads against that mystery, let's just kill 15 of these owl beasts. That's just a normal kill quest, easy peasy. And I think we needed to also get a couple of uncracked Chillwind horns, which we can find here as well. And then Yeti pelts. So there's actually quite a bit that we can get out of here. And those are all the starter quests. There are follow-up quests. There are follow-up quests. Good. Never forget, when there is something to mine, you shall mine it. Because we want to get to 275, which is the next breakpoint for the rich thorium veins. And that is where the joy starts, because all of a sudden you do have the chance to get arcane crystals. They are at 20 gold a pop. Pretty rare, but if you anyways can do it, might as well, right? So if you can mine them, there is no downside to it. Plus, we need a lot of thorium to just get our engineering up to the highest grade, and frankly speaking, that has been lacking a bit so far. So yeah, I think the next few minutes will be us just grinding through whatever wildlife is available. There are more fullworks here, which we don't need. We really just need the wildlife. And besides the bears, I think we need quite literally everything but the bears. Interesting that they are social with Yetis. How is that a thing? Both Yetis and bears, by the way, have fantastic abilities to slow you down. I think by now almost every single creature here has Rend Flesh or 10-year grip or whatever it's called. So running away is difficult. Anyways, let me fast forward at least the owl beasts and the Chillwind horns, because both of them that's just us running around in circles and trying to get them. But then afterwards, I think we're going to go and kill a couple of Yetis. Alrighty, after we have killed all of the young fledgling chimeras and those wild, what were they called? Wild guardians. Well, we still need to kill wild guardians, the other guardians. We are now at the prime location of many Yetis. Gosh, they were spawning in.
That spell is already hit. I
and all we need to do is kill everything except the matriarchs and patriarchs, I think. So all of the normal ones, these normal Yetis, are dropping what we need. We got 5 out of 10 cloaks or furs, and I remember that I hated this quest with my Frost Mage because Yetis have an innate resistance against frost. With the Shaman, zero problem. These guys are falling down like leaves from a tree in autumn.
I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't.
I noticed the longer that I'm playing the endgame, the more I notice just how kill heavy the quests are becoming. Like in this case, the thick fur is dropping maybe 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, and then there are filler mobs in between. So that's like what we need, 10, right? Yeah. So we're looking at 30 kills of the Yetis alone on average, and then filler mobs. So that's 40 for one quest. The chimeras were kind of, I think, 8 that needed to drop. Also 1 and 2, 1 and 3. So let's say another 25 kills just to get that out of the way. Then we needed to kill 15 of these raging moonkins there, and another 15 of the wild moonkins. So that's another 30 kills straight. Can't even shortcut that. So that is all in all around 100 kills just for the 3 quests. Then you're putting the what are they called? The Winterfall clan on top of that. We had, I think, in minimum kills 18, but then some of them, like the shamans, only spawn in camps, and it's very unlikely that you get a perfect split off of them from the get-go, so you are more likely going to need to kill another 25-30. So that seems to be the magic number in and around most of the quests, where essentially the game quest design revolves around just killing 20-30 mobs, and mobs like what, 200 300 hit point 300 XP, so we're looking at 200,000 XP, and 30 mobs times 300, that's 9,000 XP just from kills, then maybe another 3,000-4,000 from the quest itself. That gives you all the way, that gets you up all the way to 12,000-13,000 per quest, including the quest. And yeah, then that'll require 15 odd quests to actually get the level. So that kind of the math ties out. You are going to be busy, but that also explains why, even though I feel that I'm killing these guys really fast, why it takes so long just to finish quests. I mean, it's easy that an hour goes by and you have done basically a few quests in the meantime, and the reason for that is really those 30 odd kills per quest. And it also showcases why I need to shortcut some of these videos, because if I was to deliberately showcase the entire process, soup to nuts, of getting to level 60, then that would be, even if we're using 1 hour formats, then that would be 200 episodes just leveling, and already appreciate that leveling becomes repetitive when looking at it. So yeah, I mean, it's not for everybody, I understand that. I'm still having a blast with the quests, and since you're always playing in some other zone and some other location, even though it is tedious and there is grind involved, it's still, there's a high fun element of it. I will fast forward the rest of the Yetis. Oh wow, okay. Rare Elite Dragon. That's the point where we're asking for a layer change. Are you fucking kidding me? The guy is up on the next layer. No. The guy is up on 2 layers at the exact same spot. No, that can't be true. Okay, we're still going to be careful. I'm not 100% sure if the layering worked out very well.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell is already here. I can't cast it.
Good, yeah, I have zero intentions fighting against a level 60 dragon. That would be a death wish to go up against him. Alright, anyways, fast forward the rest and then we can take it from there. Good, we're done. 10 out of 10 furs. Now let's get out of this Yeti infested area. And we're moving to our next target, which is just over the hill, as we are killing some of Fulborg's kind of follow-up quest of the quest that we did here. There's still another Fulborg quest, and I'm inclined to do all of them because as a bonus, if we get high enough reputation with them, where are they? Right here. If we get high enough reputation, we should be getting 2 extra quests because these things have dropped. Winterfall and Deadfall Totem, but that requires minimum reputation with the Timbermoor clan. Not sure if I'm going to be able to achieve that, but I would at least give it a try and grind some up here. I remember with my paladin how I was so low on DPS that luckily I found a warrior that at least temporarily wanted to group up with me in killing these Winterfall creatures. Otherwise would have potentially taken me ages to do so. We got to go through all of the Winterfalls, like 8, I think, so another 24 kills at least. And then there is a follow-up quest with an elite Winterfall creature, kind of the boss of these Winterfall guys, which I hope I can also do, but that would be the next step. There is a Knight of Hunter here. There is typically a person here farming reputation or the Winterfall water. Hunters is typically not that many, unless it's maybe a dwarf, who knows. But yeah, a lot of warriors are circling around this area. So that's the back entrance to that little camp down here. And since all of that has been cleared, what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a switcheroo. Don't tell me that I can't switch layers anymore. Yeah, at some point you get a cooldown if you're switching too often. Then the game essentially refuses to layer hop you, so that you can't abuse it, and I might have reached the cooldown for layer hopping. Well, gotta work our way through the camp with what we do have. So we need Ursas and shamans in particular. If I recall correctly, the shamans were mainly around those little huts. And I can see that I'm not layer hopping. Yeah, we're not layering because we do have a cooldown. Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. Okay, well now we're at least being in layer 1. It is delayed, but better late than never. That means we don't need to share with the hunter, who will very likely just kill all of these shamans, or majority thereof, and that makes our grind even longer.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Very nice. Clean kills. Love it. And we even get a chest. See? That you would also not get if someone else would be roaming the landscape. Very likely not. And even though the chests themselves are typically not that great. Ooh, ooh. I don't even know what that guy is for, but I can tell you I don't want to deal with them. Let me see what he's up for. Oh nice, I found out what he's all about. This guy can be summoned once you are exalted with the Timbermore Hold. Then you can enslave the guy with a quest item and basically walk him over to get your Timbermore trinket. Someone was so kind as to summon him, but not enslave him, so he's now standing around there, completely clueless. That's such a hardcore thing to do. This is essentially blocking that entire layer. I was afraid there, when it comes to demons, there aren't that many great explanations of why there's a random demon standing in an area where it's not supposed to. Another one could have been there is a quest that starts in Molten Core with a leaf from Majordomo, which allows hunters to get one of the best bows for kind of the MC tier, but it is a test of skill because they need to defeat 4 demons in what appears to be kind of a kiting game. The problem with that is, and that's why I was so afraid, they are not allowed to receive any help whatsoever. So the way that the game has made sure that that happens is anybody who comes near a demon that a hunter has summoned will immediately be killed. And on hardcore, you can imagine that is not very fun. So typically, that's why you get kind of in between the guild server announcements, so that people are not losing their characters to a hunter approaching that quest. So you always know when someone is doing that quest, and you leave them alone until you get kind of the clearance. It's almost like an earthquake pre-warning. So my mind immediately went into, okay, wait, is a hunter doing a quest? Am I too close? So yeah, that's the type of thought process that you get when you're playing hardcore for a longer period of time, and you're basically knowing the ins and outs and pitfalls. You're becoming more and more paranoid of all of the little FUs that the game has in store for you. And mind you, there were quite a few little 60 characters or near 60 characters that died to those hunter immediately getting smashed. Like there's not even a resist or any type of damage roll. You're just toast. So yeah, we don't want that, and frankly we also don't want to stay on this layer. Sucks, I know, because I don't want to layer hop too often. Yeah, we're likely still on layer 1. Oh yes, we are. Well. I'll fast forward that for you guys. If I must stay on this layer, then it'll be just a little bit less available mobs, and we just gotta deal with what we have. So fast forward until I can kill all of those shamans. which might take some time.
I can't cast them.
Good, we're done. Took a while, and I need to lay a hop yet again. The whole demon situation was way too scuffed in my opinion. So yeah, luckily we could get away from it. Let's see. Do I know anyone here? Yes, I indeed do. So let's try this again. I think we want to 2-man elite quests. Let's start with Orsius, and then there are a couple of follow-ups. If we can do it together with the one additional person, that would be fantastic. Alright, so Orsius typically is up here. Just need to find that bad boy, and then we would be good. If he has been recently killed on layer 2, and I hate to say it, but I think layering is the right plan. Alright, let me find him. Alrighty, we found him. There he's at. And all we need to do is wait for our colleague to arrive. And then we're just going to 2-man Orsius, which would be great. Do you want to do the other elites right away? We could do all 3 of them.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Fantastic. Now I'm the one trying to kite him, but Frost Shock, always a good tool to kite these big giants.
Recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Fantastic. We can do the second one, and you see if you like to also do the third. The tiger is not that difficult. Good. Time for trade-in. This is where a lot of the XP is going to come from.
What's up? If you ever need anything, have a good one. Glad I could help.
Follow up for some more Yeti hides, but even more importantly, the chill winds. There's another follow up for that, of course.
The winds guide you. May the eternal.
And there is an elite follow up as well. Very good. So next up, we need to we need to clear the area first. Then it is relatively straightforward. This way for the second elite. Alright, we're going elite hunting. This time it is an elite chimera. Very good, by the way, refresh that and that. And let's see if I can find it fast forward for you. Alright, we found him, and it's time.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast it yet. That's still charging. That spell. I can't cast it yet. That's still charging. I don't have the target. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still charging. I can't cast that yet. That's still charging. They can't join our group.
Alright, so that's for the last step. Very good. So we got ourselves a full-fledged 5-man group for the third elite guy. It's gonna be interesting, because that's a tiger that I think summons a couple of Eds, can call additional reinforcements, so people are generally a little bit more careful.
Ancestral
It's good XP though. We are already at almost 60% in the level. And I'll be their healer here. Fantastic. So, Chiron, Shirotam is all the way up there. And we gotta kill the sacred frost sabers. Then we need to use their meat in order to lure Shirotam out. And then we gotta kill Shirotam, which is a pretty scuffed quest. So historically you've seen kind of a very big red area up here, because people were attempting that quest, and even at level 60 there was a good chance that they would find their demise. But 5 people should be more than enough. Like, if that is not cutting it, then I don't know what is. Good. It's also cool to see that for the first time we are in a zone where there is a little bit of population. You remember that in many zones here in Gorge, for instance, we were just the only soul fighter there, but Winter Spring is one that people enjoy for the right reasons. It's a beautiful zone, so I personally can't complain.
I can't loot that right now.
We don't mind. Mine. gotta kill a couple of these guys here. And that's a bit the problem that you will see in this particular area. Lots and lots and lots and lots of ads. Many of them well hidden from the normal eye. The only way to reliably go through this is actually like pulling all of them.
I can't cast it yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast it yet. That spell is ready. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell is ready. That's still recharging.
And there you go, yet another ad. It's going to be fun.
That spell is ready. I can't.
Good. We need to get some meat from them to summon the boss. Sacred Frost Saber meat. Good. Power numbers, let's just stay together with the others. And we should be good to go. There's the Sacred Frost Saber meat. Okay. Good. Time to summon the boss. So yeah, super cool area in the north here. Just the landscape is beautiful, but it is also very, very dangerous. These guys, the Pride Watchers, they are beautiful pets. And you can see lots of ambushers left and right. Setting up my little totem jungle here. And it's time for us to summon them. Good. I won't be the one engaging first. I'll just focus on healing. You know what? This guy will go down quicker, like a small ice cube in the roaring sun. There's a nasty dot on him. But yeah, Frost Trap. And all of the nice jazz just killed him. Fantastic. Well, 5 mana definitely is a bit overkill for the quest, but you know what? It's better than nothing. And if you're doing it alone or two-manning it, like that second phase with the additional elite, that's pretty scuffed. Typically it's a sheep and just reset. Good. We're almost done with the questing here. We now need Raging Owl Beasts and the Pristine Horns, which is going to be our next endeavor. Raging Owl Beasts will be a bit difficult because they aren't that plentiful, but it's a pure kill quest, so we should be fine. And then it's Pristine Horns, which it just requires us to kill matriarchs and patriarchs. That should be okay. Once we trade in Winterfall activity, that should give us the runner quest, and there is definitely a follow-up of the Falling to Corruption quest as well. For now, these elite quests, it's good that we did them, because they really elevated our XP gain here. And I think we should potentially just visit town, trade in, and clear our backs really quickly. Good, time to trade in, and that's a nice little dagger.
We shall meet again. Inventory is full.
Also,
I've been
we got a nice little 15 stamina. I think ours is still better, but it's a really, really nice item. Alright, so in terms of the dagger, we're currently rocking 33.7 DPS, and this bad boy has more DPS and is better against beasts. We don't need Aggie or Spirit, so I think that's just our new weapon. And the extra attack power against beasts isn't bad at all. Alright, so Raging Owl Beasts, check. Very good, which brings us to the Are We There Yet Yeti quest. I was trying to also sneakily get a companion to help me with the Frostmoor shards. Do we have enough people? Maybe. Let's just try this. Looking for more. And then we do have Luck Be With You, which is collect 10 Frostmoor shards. And we're just going to see which class plays off of us nicely. Teasel, I know very well. So, could ask him. And the other hunters, to be precise. Unlikely that either of them is going to take me up on the offer, but maybe. Next stop for us, we're going to get the Pristine Yeti Horns, and we're riding down and at least discover the Strange Gorge. And we'll take it from there. Good, we're finally arriving, and this time we don't need the normal Yetis. This time we need the bigger, better Matriarchs and Patriarchs. So, let's go. Get these guys down. Let's invite Teasel. Oh man, I figured a healing potion. Good, fantastic. So these guys are going to go down with me. Let's get us some crystals. All right. Don't even know some of these guys. Oh, very friendly. Aratus, thank you so much. Who's this guy, by the way? I'm always wondering, like, who are these people? Oh, yeah, okay, well, this is a friendly female that we played with in Sunken Temple. Okay, cool. Didn't know that she had a shaman. Now I learned that. Let's take a look at her gear. Interesting weapon, a little bit better than ours. It's from Diamore North. Got the trinket. We definitely have better rings. That's not too bad. Yeah, well, the rest is not great. She got very similar gear to what I had a few levels ago. Okay, we're finally in a group, and we got a nice gorilla with us. That will be a pet that has zero problems in keeping aggro. You start first with gaining the crystals. Or do you not need them? Okay, cool. Well, if that's the case, then this will be the quickest and easiest Frost Maul shard run in the history of World of Warcraft. We just need 10 of these bad boys, and that'll be it. You can theoretically solo that if you're just layer hopping often enough. But yeah, you can't really... I can't really get one of those giants down by myself. That would not work. Yeah, you can see 2 hits and the Stoneclaw totem is down. Earthbind.
That spell.
And I think we're resetting. Yeah, these guys hit hard. They are no joke. Good. Let's try it again. I should be careful not saying this is the easiest run in the history of World of Warcraft, because apparently it's not. Oh, really? Immune to frost shock. Who would have thought?
That's still recharging.
This guy's hitting for 200. long as I'm getting healing, things should be fine. Plus I can heal myself.
It's too far away.
Alright, that, and a bit of that, and a bit of that.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that.
Easy enough. If we're deciding to burst, things are actually okay.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to solo these guys for sure, because they just hit for too hard. Like, what are we dealing with? 300 hits. That's quite a bit.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
If the pet has enough time to get aggro at the beginning, things are fine. Problem with those elite quests is the XP is just too juicy. I mean, that's like 7,000-8,000. How could I not take the crystals? Problem with the giants is they are immune to frost, so that means frost shock is a no-no. Earthbind Totem, however, works, so they can be slowed. And yeah, they're a decent experience overall, the giants. Lots of duo teams, like healer plus warrior, coming through here. Done. Big thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Very good. So next up we're scrying that, and then it's back to the Yetis. Very good. So another nice area, the demonic area down here. Lots of really strong elites down there. I think this is where the Warlock Epic Mount quest parts thereof is happening. And there is a cool Overwatch spot, like quite literally here, which you can jump down into a Shara, and these mountains are ultra high. I'm always flying over it with a Wyvern, but I've never actually made it down there. It's an interesting journey, I assume. Okay, so next up, Pristine Yeti Horn, then trade both of these quests in, then we do have the Strange Sources quest that we just did, which we trade in over here. And then we do have the Winterfall activity quest, which then naturally will lead into killing the Winterfall boss, also available. Cool. Fast forward. Alrighty, let's go. Yeti time again. Ice Thistle Patriarchs. So there's a small chance that Pristine Horns can drop, but yep, first one immediately drops a horn. Cool. No, that's not bad. And a lot of the matriarchs and patriarchs are running down that upwards ramp here. So our job will be to clear it so that we can just get the matriarchs and patriarchs. And basically get the horn. Somehow my very, very old memory from 20 years ago kind of tells me that there was something in that cave, a quest of sorts, but I just for the love of God can't remember what it was. Potentially not that important. Yeah, I remember I've been in that cave a few times. Not necessarily something that I would want to do on hardcore, but still, I know that I've cleared the inside of that cave and that there are a lot of yetis in there. Good. Fast forward until we find the second horn. Second horn just dropped. And we're back to back in Everlook. Just got to trade in all of those quests. It's interesting also that despite me questing through an entire area, an area no longer yields like a full level, which is crazy if you think about it. Earlier in the game, you were basically doing like a zone and it gave you 3-4 levels. Famously enough, you could be in Stranglethorn and gain multiple levels. And we're not even skipping the elite quests here, we're just doing all of it, but despite the many kills,
Glad I could help.
it's still not enough. I think she was the one that needed to be scared. I might be wrong. There we go. It's her. Very good. Mini Yeti.
They can't join her.
Irima. Good to meet ya. You be careful, man. Spirits be with you, man. Be good.
That's
Bye-bye
6,000 plus a nice little soul-bound necklace.
You come get the voodoo.
Oh, those are the echoes. Yeah. I remember.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, there are a couple of buffs, almost like the blasted lens and so on. They are mutually exclusive, so you can't use them with Zanzas together. But they are good for melees, not necessarily for us. Next up, let's move to the Strange Sources. Then we're trading in Winterfall activity, and I also want to do the Falling to Corruption quest. That will be a bit more difficult because it's really a lot of pulls there, but maybe we can find someone who can help us. Alright, time for another trade-in. Strange Sources, thank you. And it's time for that Winterfall activity, which might lead into the Winterfall runner. Oh, and the guy called Skyan has been slain. That is an imposer with my name. Alright, so yeah, we need to do failing the corruption next. And my entire guild just thought I died. Just because some rando stole my name. Called himself Skyan. Alright. Let's move to here and try to do the corruption. Alright, so cleared all the way to basically our target, which is this cauldron there. We're on a strict timer because you can see I killed a lot of enemies just to get to here. And I hope I can pull this guy without pulling all of the others. And then maybe I can separate that that quadro pack there a bit more. Good, one down. And we're just resetting the pull. And I think we're just going to do that one at a time. In order to reset the pull, I will need enough space to kite, which is why we're on a timer. Soon these guys will respawn. If it's just 3, we could take it with a bit of a potion or something along those lines. That, and that, and that, and drink up. I think that'll be a quadruple pull. We're going for the shaman. Lowest hit point pool. We got elemental mastery ready. And let's start with the chain lightning.
That spell is I'm out of range.
Problem is the shaman isn't going to follow us.
It's too far away. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Okay, we have separated the pull.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Cool, not too bad. Actually, much better than I would have guessed.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that.
The curse is healing effects reduced. Yeah, not good. Should have not been hit by that. Which is, by the way, also why you can't just like go in with a paladin and AoE them down. You gotta be careful. Now it's just that with the forerunner, then we'll take the cauldron and then we're out of here. That went way better than I would have expected.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Nice and hit for 1,000. Got them down. And let's complete the quest. Find the Winter Forerunners that I know for a fact are currently up because I almost ran into them when I traded those quests back in. And yeah, next step right over here. Very good. Time for
Great to
us
meet ya.
to trade
Watch
in.
your back. Be good. Off with ya. Keep your feet on the ground.
Toxic horrors. Oh, we gotta get back into Felwood. Come on, really? Well, it's the only quest that we do, quest line that we do still have. So, might as well do it. Those runners, man. I'm pretty convinced that there was a quest line for them, but I just can't seem to find it. Anyways, we're now going to go for the Toxic Horror Droplet, because all of those quests... Yeah, this one here was Everlock as a reputation, but I'm still hoping that we will get a bit more reputation with the Timbermoors. I think we've done most of their quests, but yeah, you never know. Just gotta get more rep for them, because I'm still having the Ritual Totem and the Winterfall Ritual Totem. It's a bit unfortunate. They should have really allowed those totems to be traded in at unfriendly, but that's a different story. Good, here we are, one of my favorite farm locations. Using that from time to time with my mage, just in order to refill shards for raiding, because these guys here are dropping elemental water, which is valuable, and these drop elemental nature, which is also valuable. But now we're looking for something completely different, the Toxic Droplets for the Spring quest line. And I think, to be fair, once we're done with that, there might be a bit of a follow-up, but not that much. And unless I'm completely missing the ball here, there aren't that many quests anymore. We've very much grinded through all of the quests in Winter Spring, which is really a pity, because if you look at the other alternatives, yes, we do have one more quest here and an elite quest. Then that's pretty much it at the moment. Yeah, and the next big quest area would be Silithus. Silithus does not have enough quests for an entire level. I can already say that because I have been there multiple times. Also, I'm not particularly fond or looking forward to Silithus quest lines. Silithus is a very harsh questing area. I don't particularly like it. And there, by the way, we got an Essence of Water, so it's 10G right away. Might as well kill that last guy here for good measure. So no, I don't like Silithus particularly. Particularly, the quests are pretty bland, to be honest. It's quite clear that this area has been kind of the last to be implemented. They were trying to just populate it with a few quests. Yes, there is PvP stuff that you could do with the geysers that you could conquer, but it's far and few in between. Really not the biggest fan of it. Also, PvP on a server like this one here is... that's a pretty ballsy statement. Might make a character that is PvP flagged. Not sure if I will like it though. I mean, there's always the high level rogue that can just come by and end your run anytime. But it would be cool to see, just as a challenge, how far I can get. If I had enough time on my hands, then that would definitely be a challenge I'd be going for. Anyhow, let's move back. we are trading toxic horrors in. Alright, trade in of toxic horrors. And now we are finally at the Winterfall Runners step that I mentioned so long ago. So let's find the Winterfall Runners and get them down. Alright, of course, when you need the Winterfall Runners, they are not there. I left a sentry totem at the very beginning and always checked back and forth, but I wanted to use this opportunity in order to also showcase something else. Namely the utility functions of the Shaman. We're on layer 3. Clearly these guys are not here yet. And I need to switch to layer 2, which we are now in. So what we're going to do is showcase a little trick that I'm using from time to time, where we're just running down the street that they are typically running down with Farsight. Farsight also reveals the enemies that are currently at the location. So with this little trick I would be able to spot them if they were running down that road. And instead of taking 5.5 minutes, which is, I kid you not, the non-epic mounted time for this area, we'll find them a bit earlier. There we go. We now know they are there, which means we need to ride all the way to here. The one time in your life that Farsight makes all the difference. Yeah, I figured I'd showcase it, a neat little feature. There we go. Found them. The marks are gone, but the rest is still very much okay. So let's just see if we can burst them down. Chain lightning into a normal lightning. Into a bomb. Kiting them a little bit. And yeah, like multiples, we've been over this time and time again. Multiples, not the strong suit of the Shaman, but we were still able to kill all 3 of them in just one sitting. Fabulous. Trade in, and I think then it is time for the last elite, but the last trade in, and then we're going to get the task for the elite, and that'll hopefully just solve it. I'm a bit miffed that the totems are still not tradable. I mean, despite me doing all of the quests, they are far and unfriendly. Like, it's not even close. Even if I get, say, 300 from all of the quests, yeah, that's still only halfway into friendly territory. Good. If I recall correctly, the next step of the quest also involves a few ambushers here. Might be another pack of 3.
Hide. Be good. Off with you.
There's the crate. We're loading up on mana. I don't even know if we need to kill them, or if we're just going to wait until they're gone. Yeah, they are wandering around and are wondering where is the guy that we are supposed to ambush? Okay, they don't seem to despawn, which means it's time for a bit more aggressive methods of convincing them to go.
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Alright, another kiting exercise here.
That's still recharging. I can't That's still recharging. My mana is low.
But now it's down to just grinding it out. We still have a bit of mana thanks to our totem. Should use that. Yeah, we can take 3 even leveled mobs, but anything north of that is a challenge.
I need more mana.
Cool. Problem solved. And I also answered the question, you can postpone it, but you still need to fight the ambushes. I could have just layer hopped and leave the problem with someone else, but that's really just not what I would want to do. Anyways, final passing thing will be the High Chief Winterfall, which is definitely the last quest in a long line of quests. And I think I will try to find someone for that as a group, but it's unlikely that that will immediately happen, which means we are going to part on an almost level 59 situation with 1 quest to go, and end today's episode here. Next time we're going to do a little bit more Silithus or a BRD run, depending on how things develop. Thanks a lot for watching. See you all in a little bit and take care. Bye bye.